Hey, welcome everybody. Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. We're playing Seaver's second start using Statis Pro. And the first two batters make out against John Denny. It's John Denny versus Tom Seaver. Let's go over the lineups quickly, and you can take a quick peek at the cards for the Mets. It's going to be Mookie Wilson, Bob Baylor, Dave Kingman, George Foster, Danny Heap, Hubie Brooks, Ron Hodges, Brian Giles, and Tom Terrific. This is the classic Statis Pro set. Against the Phillies, Rose, Matthews, Morgan, Schmidt, Von Hayes, Diaz, Greg Gross, Von DeJesus, and John Denny. And 2 outs, top of the first. Let's pull a card, see what happens. It's going to be off Denny. 57, that'll be some sort of an out. He is the third place batter is Kingman. Kingman is an RP, and he's going to fly out to right field. So 3 up, 3 down for the Mets. And here come the Phillies. All right. 8, it's going to be off of Tom Seaver's 2-6, and John Denny has the advantage at 2-8. So we're going to read off Pete Rose's card at 24. That's going to be a drive in the gap. And that's going to get cut off quickly, and they're going to hold Rose to a single. We're going to roll for an error, no error. So we got a base runner just like that. Rose lines a Seaver fastball. And run around first. Seaver loses 1, goes from 15 to 14. We'll try to remember that one. All right. Next batter, Gary Matthews with a 2. That's going to be off Seaver, a Seaver 47. And that will be some sort of an out, an RN. It's going to be a drive to right field, to left field, way back. On the track is the left fielder, George Foster, and he makes the catch. So that is 1 down. All right, next batter, Joe Morgan. 7, that's going to be on Morgan's card. And it's an 82, which will be an out, an LP of some kind. It's grounded to first. This could turn into a double play. Check the error. It's going to be a 3-6-3 double play. Unless Rose is it like an A or something. He's a C, so they'll turn it 3-6-3. So it goes Kingman to Baylor to Kingman. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left. Move to the top of the second inning. So leading off, these cards are tricky to handle. George Foster leading off. 6, that's going to be off Denny. An 85 will be an out. He's an RP, and that is a bounce to the third. Check for the error, and no error. 1 down. So George Foster bounces out to the third baseman Schmidt. Okay, here comes Danny Heap. He's a left-hander. A little bit of a CD. We got to pull again. 11. It's going to be off Heap's card. 22, and that is a drive down the line into the hits it the opposite way, and that's going to bounce fair in the left field corner. And around second, digging around third and digging for second is Heap, and he goes in standing with a 1-out double. So Danny Heap, and we'll check the error. The error, no error on that. And then Denny's going to lose 1. All right, here comes Hubie Brooks. 1 out, run around second. Pull the card. It's going to be off Denny. Denny 85. And he is a righty and RN, so that'll be some sort of an out. It's going to be a bouncer to second base. No error, so the runner will advance to third. So Brooks moves Heap over to third with 2 outs. Here's Hodges. That's a 3, that's off Denny, and a 63, that's an out. He's an LN. And that's a pop-up. Third base, left side infield. And Schmidt takes it. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. We move to the bottom of the second. Tom Terrific, second start, 1983, when he comes back to the Mets, using the classic game, Statis Pro. So you can see here it's pretty simple to play. No dice, so it's nice and quiet. All right, 9 is going to be off Schmidt, and the 42 is a strikeout. So Seaver strikes out Schmidt. 1 out, Von Hayes. It's an 8. That's on Von Hayes, a 55. That's a fly ball to right. Danny Heap under it. 2 out. And Bo Diaz. Pitch. Got to put against a BD. It's for runners on base. It's a 6, so it will be off Seaver, and a 52 will be some sort of an out for an RN. Pull another card, RN. It's a bouncer to third. That's Huey Brooks, and he makes the play, feels it cleanly, and throws out Bo Diaz. The top of the third. This game's going by really fast. Okay, so it's John Denny to Giles. So up Denny, 13. And Giles is a righty, and Denny is a righty. So that is our no, doesn't go up to 13, so that's going to be a base hit to check swing. Little blooper that drops in left field, so it's a hit for Giles. And now it's going to be Seaver coming up, and he's going to square to bunt. What kind of bunter? He's a BB. Bunt chart is right up here. So let's see what kind of number we draw. We draw a 21 and a BB. On a 21, it's going to say batter out, catcher to first, runner advance. It's a good sacrifice for Seaver. And runner in scoring position. Oh, I didn't move. That was a single, so I didn't move. There he goes. All right, so here comes Mookie Wilson. He strikes out a lot for a leadoff hitter. That was one of the bad raps he took. 9, that's going to be off Mook. 23 is going to be a line drive base hit to center field. The runner on second base. The center fielder for the Phillies is Greg Gross, and Greg Gross's arm is a T3, second to home on any single T3. And who do you have at first? Who do you have at second is Brian Giles. And Giles' speed is an A. So T3 with an A, it's going to be 11 to 56. He scores. I'm going to try to score him with 1 out. See what we pull. And Gross, who's playing? First of all, hold on. 23. It's going to be. It's a single to center. Let's check for the error. So off the batter's card, there's no error. So now we're going to pull a card, pull a number to try to score him. They're going to wave Giles around. And he is safe at the plate. Secondary when a play is made on a runner who is advancing the batter. If his OBR rating is A or B, and Wilson is going to be an A, so Wilson will make it to second base. So it's an RBI single for Mookie Wilson, scores Giles, and then he goes to second on the throw. So Mookie Wilson is at second base, so that run scores, and it's also a hit, so he loses 2 there, Denny does. And here comes Bob Baylor with a runner on second, only 1 out. So that's a 3, that's going to be off Denny. And a 35 will be a strikeout. Swings and misses at a low and away fastball. Next up is Dave Kingman. 5, that's off Denny. 15, and that's going to be line base hit to left. And we're going to try to score Wilson. This time it's the left field. The left fielder is a Gary Matthews. His arm rating is a T4. So T4, and Mookie Wilson is an A. So 11 to 52. How many outs? 2 outs. So it's a 72. So here's the play at the plate. And he is safe. And Will Kingman, he's a C, so he will not advance. So RBI single for Kingman, scoring Mookie. And the Mets lead it 2-0. So that's 2 more runs, a run and a hit. So George Foster now with 2 outs and 1 on. And that's going to be a 5. It's off of Denny. And it's a 56. That'll be an out. George Foster is an RP. And that'll be a pop-up to the catcher. And that retires the side, but 2 runs come in on 3 hits. And the Mets lead it 2-0. All right, my Mets. That's exciting. All right, here we are, the bottom of the 3rd inning. It's going to be Greg Gross leading off against Tom Terrific. It's a 9. That's off Gross's card. And a 25 is going to be a line drive base hit to right. And a check for the error. No error. So Seaver loses 1. And Gross is on with a single. Next up is De Jesus. It's a 7. That's off the Jesus card. A 74. He's an RN, and that's going to be a pop-up to the catcher. And that is Hodges. 1 down. Denny's going to bunt, and Denny is a sub-bunter. He's an AA bunter, so he's a real good bunter. Let's pull a number. It's a 41 on an AA, and it says batter out of 3rd. No, batter out 3rd to 1st. Runner advances, so it's a good sacrifice. Okay, we're in scoring position for Pete Rose. So Seaver has his hands full now. All right, here's the pitch. It's going to be off Rose, and that's going to be a 77. That'll be an N. He's an SN, and that's going to be a fly out center field. Over as Mookie Wilson makes the catch, and that retires the side. No runs. 1 hit, 1 left, and we move to the top of the 4th. All right, we're in the top of the 4th inning. It's going to be Danny Heap, Hubie Brooks, and Ron Hodges. Let's pull a card, see who we're going to read it off of. 6, that's going to be off Denny. And it's a 68 off Denny. That'll be some sort of an out. He is a LP. It's a pop-up. Infield left side. 3rd baseman Schmidt makes the catch, 1 away. Now the distribution of outs is very funky in this game. It's very unrealistic. That's my findings. That's a 9. That's going to be off Brooks. 34. And that's a deep drive. Look at that. That's a deep drive. Brooks gets a hold of one, drives it deep to left center field, way back. And going back is Matthews. He looks up, and that's gone. 3-0 Mets. That's going to be 2 more he loses. So home run for Brooks. And here comes Ron Hodges. All right, pitch from Denny. Let's see who it's going to be off of. Nothing there. It's going to be off Denny's card. That's a 75. That'll be an out, an LN. So pop up to the shortstop, infield. Backing up on the outfield grass is De Jesus. He puts it away for 2 outs. Again, a lot. It seems like every out is a pop-up. The distribution of outs has to be redone. Brian Giles, this is classic games, right? Denny, 644. And that's a potential wild pitch. We're going to do it again. Denny again. And a 72. That'll be an out, an RN. It's a fly to left. Right there is Matthews. And 1 run on 1 hit. Mets lead at 3-0. Seaver the Mets. Here comes Tom Seaver. He's going to face Gary Matthews. See what happens. Oh, that's a clutch. That's speed with runners on base, a 10. So that's going to be off Matthews, a 56. Ball 4. So Seaver loses them. Seaver loses a point. And Joe Morgan's up. 7. So off Morgan, a 41. And that is a base on ball. So back-to-back walks by Tom Terrific. Hodges will go out and talk to him. He loses another point. All right, so first and second, here comes Mike Schmidt. That's a 3. That's off Seaver. That's good. A 45 will be some sort of an out. He's an RP. Ooh, that's a fly ball deep. Left field. So he drives one deep to the warning track. First and second. Let's see if Matthews is really fast, because on those deep ones, oh, he's an A. He's an A, so he may be able to advance on this. There's not a lot of charts here, but this is the unusual plays is the blue one. First and second. Let's see, first and second, FD7. OBRA, runner moves from second to third. This is a very well done game beyond the issue. So one runner will advance. Gary Matthews tags up, goes to third. Yeah, outside of the issue with the out distribution, there's a lot of little nuances in this game that are very easy to play and just are perfect, perfect baseball sense. Von Hayes, that's a 5. That's going to be off terrific. And a 44 will be an out of some kind. It's an LN. Oh, that could be, that's going to be a ground ball at second. A slow chopper to second base to Giles at second. Check for the error. No error. Both runners, we were playing back, so a run scores. And the other runner is second. So Von Hayes picks up an RBI, and Seaver gives up a run, so he loses a point. All right, let's pull a card. It's going to be Bo Diaz. That's a 7, so we're looking at Diaz's card. And a 44 will be an out, RN. And he bounces out to the shortstop. Let's see if he can handle it. Yes, he does. So that retires the side. 1 run on no hits, just a couple of walks. And it's going to be 3-1 now. We go to top of the 5th. Top of the 5th. All right, who's leading off? It's Tom Terrific against John Denny. Let's check who it's going to be off of. The 11 says it's off Seaver, an 85, and that'll be an out by the pitcher, which is a bouncer to short. Check for the error on De Jesus. No error. Feels it cleanly. Over to first, on target to Rose at first. 1 out. Mookie Wilson. That's CD. That's only we've got runners on base. 6 is going to be off of Denny. Ooh, those almost hit the floor. Denny with a 32, and that's going to be ball 4. So he walks Wilson. And we can try to steal. He's an A base stealer, so we're going to pull a card. And that's a 48. That's up here, first to second, a 48. Runner out stealing. So Bo Diaz throws him out. 2-4. Okay, if Baylor's at bat, right? Baylor is a righty, so it will be the second baseman. 2-4. So there goes Wilson. Throw down from Diaz, and he is tagged out. So Bob Baylor with 2 outs. It's a 6. That's off Denny. And a 46 will be an out. Bob Baylor's an RN. And that'll be a bounce to the second. No error. Easy play from Morgan. And that retires the side. No runs, no hits, a walk, none left. And we move to the bottom of the 5th inning. Let me just see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 3 runs, that's 9. So 15, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so we started here. Let me do it one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you should be there. Okay. All right, so who's leading off? It's the Phillies. Greg Gross, who's 1 for 1 against Seaver. Let's pull a card, see if it's who it's off of. It's going to be off Gross. 14. That's banged up the middle and into, well, banged through the hole in the opposite field to left field. Let's check on the error. No error. So it's a single for Gross. Second hit of the day. He's 2 for 2. Seaver loses a point. All right, here comes De Jesus. with a 10. That'll be off the Jesus. 67 and RN. RN is grounded as short. He goes to second for 1. Make sure there's no error there. None. So that's Fielder's choice. 6-4. And here comes the pitcher, and he will bunt. He is an AA bunter. That's a good bunter. So he's a 47 AA, and that'll be a batter out at third to first. Good bunt. We're in scoring position for the top of the order. P. Rose. Here's the pitch from Seaver. 7, that's off Rose, and a 16 going to be line base hit to center field. Let's pull a card. If it's low, we don't have to kind of run, comes around. So RBI, so it's 3-2 now. They wave De Jesus in there with 2 outs. And here's Gary Matthews. So that's going to be a base hit and a run. Let's pull the card. It's going to be off Seaver. Seaver 57. That'll be an out. He's an RN. And it's bounced to third. Let's see if Brooks can handle it. He does. And that retires the side. So 1 run on a couple of hits. And the score is 3-2 now here in Philadelphia. All right, John Denny versus Dave Kingman. King Kong Kingman. It's a 5. It's off Denny. That's 54. It's an out. He's an RP. It's bounced to second. No error. George Foster. $10 million bum, they called him in New York. That's a 12. That's off Foster. 24. And that's going to be a deep drive to left field. No doubt about this one. That's over the fence. And the crowd goes silent. George Foster connects. Four to 2 now. And here's Danny Heat. So that's going to be 2 more. He loses. So 1, 2. There we go. All right, here comes Danny Heat. That's a 7. That's off Denny. And a 67's an out. LP. Bounce to short. Fielded cleanly by De Jesus. 2 out. Huey Brooks is next. 11. That's off Brooks. 71. That'll be an out. RN. Bounce to the first baseman. Rose fields it. Ooh, let's see. Could be an error. Rose is no. He's a 2, and that's 5 to 10. So there's no error. But the Mets pick up 1 run on 1 hit, the home run by Foster. And we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. So this game is really moving along. All right, here comes Joe Morgan. It's going to be off Seaver's card. It's a 55. That'll be an out. Morgan is an LP and bounced to third. Brooks fields it and throws a on target to first base. Kingman. 1 out. Here's Schmidt. That tends to pull into the card. 7 is going to be off Schmidt's card. And that's a 48, which will be a strikeout. Schmidt swings and misses at a Seaver fastball. Von Hayes. 7, that's off Hayes. 54, that'll be an out. LN. Bouncer to third. Let's see if there's an error. There's an asterisk there. An asterisk tells us to check for an error. And Huey Brooks again makes a good throw to first. No runs, no hits. 3 up, 3 down for Seaver here in the 6th. Let's go to the top of the 7th. Let's lead it 4 to 2. Ron Hodges coming up. Hodges today's 0 for 2. So we're going to have to shuffle it up. All right, here comes Hodges. It's going to be off of Hodges' card. 72, that's an out. LN, that's a bouncer to third. Schmidt fields it cleanly for the out. 1 down. Here's Brian Giles. It's a 6. That's off Denny. 68. That's an out. An RN. It's bounced right to Denny, and Denny takes care of it. 2 out. Here's Tom Terrific with 2 outs in the top of the 7th. It looks like it's an 8. That's off Denny. 86. Righty on righty. That'll be an out. What kind of an out? It's a P. It's bounced to third. Schmidt feels it cleanly, throws out Seaver. A lot of outs to third and a lot of pop-ups to the infield. No runs, no hits. 3 up, 3 down for Denny in that inning. Here comes Bo Diaz. Diaz, Gross, and DeJesus against Seaver. That's a 10. That's going to be off Diaz, and that's a 15. It's going to be line to left for a base hit. Actually, center fielder cuts it off. And we're going to check for the error. No error. So it's a single for Diaz, leadoff single for Bo Diaz. He's 1 for 3. Here comes Greg Rose, who's 2 for 2. Let's pull it. It's a 3. That's off Seaver. A 63. That's going to be an out. An LN. Oh, that's going to be a slow bounce to second base. Giles charges. Sidearms at the first, and runner will advance. So 1 out. And DeJesus. It's going to be off DeJesus' card. That's a 21, and that's going to be a line drive base hit center field. It rips one, frozen rope off Seaver into center. And we're going to check for an error. No error. Runner, Diaz is slow, so we're going to hold him up. Oh, he's at second base. We're going to hold him up there. Center fielder is Wilson. He's a T3. Diaz has got to be like a C. He's not going to be a guy who's going to try to score. Yeah, he's a C. So they're going to hold him up at third, first and third with 1 out. Now we're going to bring up a pinch hitter. Seaver loses another one. Now we got to start thinking about going to the bullpen. We've got a strong bullpen. All right, Tony Perez is called in to pinch hit for John Denny. And it's going to be Doug Sisk facing Perez. Mets have an excellent bullpen. They got 2 more lefties in there, Orozco and Diaz. Let's pull a card. Sisk is an 8, up to an 8. That's an 8, so it's going to be off Sisk, and a 34, and that's going to be a walk, ball 4. Yikes. That loads the bases. Remember, the Mets are up by 2, 4-2 right now. We're in the bottom of the 7th. And the bases are loaded. Who's coming up? Pete Rose. Yikes. So what do you do now? Well, we're up by 2, so we're going to play for the double play. And we're going to pull a card. It's 7. It's off Sisk. And it's a 45, and that'll be an out of some kind. An SN. Let's see if we get a double play out. Nope, it's popped up. It's time to the catcher. Flipping his mask away is Hodges. Everybody stays in place. Okay, Gary Matthews. He's dangerous. That's a 9. That's going to be off Matthews, and a 55. The Mets will. That's ball 4. That's going to force in a run. So that forces in a run. We're not going to credit the walk will go to him, but not the run. And now bases are loaded, and the tying run is 90 feet away. Here comes Joe Morgan. Joe Morgan's a lefty, so we're going back to the bullpen. I'm going to bring in Carlos Diaz. And Diaz is going to be a 5. So Carlos Diaz, excuse me. Carlos Diaz can hold his own. Bases are loaded. Joe Morgan. Diaz goes 2-9. That's a 9. So it's going to be off Diaz, and it's going to be a 17, which is going to be a base hit. And we're going to try to score the runner on second base. Oh, Perez. No, Perez, I think, is not going to try. Maybe we'll try to score. Let's see. Old Tony Perez. He's past his prime. Yeah, he's not going to score. He's going to have to hold up. It's going to be a single. And the game is tied. DeJesus scores. So Morgan rips one off of Carlos Diaz's card. Yikes. 22 is single to right. Oh no, 17 is a single to center field. And up comes Schmidt. And we got the lefty facing Schmidt. It's not what we wanted. So that's going to be a hit. You start off with a 5, so it's going to go there. All right, all these runs are being charged to terrific. All right, here goes. Mike Schmidt to Carlos Diaz, or Carlos Diaz to Mike Schmidt. It's going to be off of Diaz. And a 78, that'll do it. RP, bounce to the second. Make sure Giles can handle it cleanly, and he does. That retires the side, but 2 runs come in, tying the game at 4. 4 apiece. And on how many hits? 3 hits. All right, Mookie Wilson leading off. New pitchers coming in for the Phillies. All right, it's Altamirano in there for the Phillies. Again, he's RR of 8, so he's like a long reliever. He's going to face Mookie Wilson here in the top of the 8th inning, all tied at 4. So it's a 10, that's off Wilson. A 16, that is ripped to left field for a base hit. Check for an error, no error. So it's a single for Wilson, a leadoff single. And next is Bob Baylor. Bob Baylor's going to square. He is a sacrifice of the CC. 64. CC. 32 to 48. What was the number again? Oh, 64. That's going to lead runner tagged out, catch it to the lead base. So catcher picks it up and throws out. Wilson 2 to 6. Fielder's choice. Bailey's on at first. Here comes Dave Kingman. Pitch. That's a 5. That's off Altamirano. An 85. Will be an out. He's an RP. That's ball hit right back to the pitcher. This could be a double. No, there's going to be a double play. It's going to go 1-6-3 double play. That ends the inning. No runs, 1 hit. Nobody left. And we move to the bottom of the 8th inning. All tied at 4. All right, here's Carlos Diaz. Devon Hayes, a 9. That's going to be off Diaz. 73, that'll be an out. An LN, that's a bouncer to first. And handling it is Kingman. 1 down. Oh, Von Hayes. All right, here's Bo Diaz. 4, that's off of Diaz. Diaz against Diaz at 24. That's a strikeout. Diaz swings and misses at a Diaz curveball. Next is Greg Gross with a CD. And the 8 is going to be off Diaz. At 38 will be ball 4. 2-out walk. Gross is on at first. Loses 1. Next is De Jesus. Pull the card. It's going to be off Diaz. 25 off Diaz, and that'll be a strikeout. That ends the inning. No runs, no hits, a walk, 1 left. And we go to the top of the 9th in a 4-4 tie. George Foster's leading off. Foster homered. He's 1 for 3. Pitch from Altamirano. That's a 9. That's going to be off Foster's card. And it's going to be a 43, which will be a strikeout. Chases a curveball in the dirt. 1 away. Danny Heat with a 4. That's off Altamirano. A 41 is an out. He's an LP, which is popped up left side. Left side. Schmidt on the infield grass. 2 out. And here's Brooks. Pitch from Altamirano is a 9. That's going to be off Brooks. a 48, and that is an out on RN. Popped up again to Schmidt. He's gotten like a bunch. That's like Appa. Everything's a pop up to the third baseman. All right, we go bottom of the ninth. Carlos Diaz still in there. Pitcher is up, so we're gonna get a pinch hitter here. All right, Carlos Diaz versus the pinch hitter Len Matusak. Pull the card, see whose card we're reading off of. We're reading off Diaz. It's a 76. That's an out. An LP will be grounded to first. Flips to the pitcher covering. So it's J3 to 1. One down, top of the order. Pete Rose. Pete Rose today is 2 for 4, 2 singles and an RBI. Excuse me. Carlos Diaz. It's a 7. It will be off Diaz, a 52, and that's an out. He's an SN. Bouncer right back to the mound. Fielded cleanly by Diaz and throws out Rose. 2 out. All right, here goes. It's a 6. That's off Diaz, 32. Struck him out. Gary Matthews chases a curveball. No runs, no hits. 3 up, 3 down. We move to the top of the 10th inning. So in the 10th, I'm going to have to shuffle these up. And what I do when it goes into extra innings, I start using the column straight down, filling in all the boxes. So I can go a long way. If you keep on just doing 3 in each inning, then you'll finish up right away if it goes into a deeper extra innings. All right, so top of the order is going to be Hodges leading off against Ron Reed. Let's see. He's a 2 to 6. It's going to be off Hodges. And it's a 61, so that'll be an out. And LN is a fly out center field. 1 away. Giles is next. Pull a card, a 7. That'll be off Giles at 32. And that's a deep drive to left field. Down the line, near the foul pole. Will it stay fair? It hits the foul pole, and the Mets have taken a 5-4 lead, a home run by an unlikely power hitter, Brian Giles. Off of Ron Reed, a hanging curveball, and Brian Giles jumped all over it and pulled it, was way ahead, pulled it down the line, and it hit the foul pole. So the Mets lead at 5-4 here in the top of the 10th. And it's going to be, we're going to get a pinch hitter for Roscoe will come in. He'll close it off. And there's going to be a pinch hitter here. Who's it going to be? Rusty Staub. He's going to pinch hit. All right, here's the pitch now. He loses a couple there, a home run. It's a 9. That's going to be off Staub. And a 42 will be ball 4. So Staub walks. And we're going to get a pinch runner. It'll be, who's it going to be? Who's going to pinch run? Backman, Wally Backman. All right, so Backman's on at first. Let's see if we can get him to steal. No, he had no stolen bases. All right, so here's Mookie Wilson. It's an 11. That's going to be off Mookie. And a 74, that'll be some sort of an out, and SN is a fly to right. So Mookie lifts one to right field over Von Hayes, and he makes the catch. That's 2 outs now. A 6, that's going to be off Reed, and a 33 will be a strikeout. So striking out is Bob Baylor to end the inning. 1 run comes in on 1 hit, the home run by Brian Giles. And we go to the bottom of the 9th, Jesse Orozco. All right, Orozco versus Joe Morgan. Let's pull a card. So Orozco is a 4. That's a 7. That's a 4. So it's going to be off Orozco, and it's going to be an 80, a 68, which will be an out. LP, and that's a flat to right. Over his heat, and he makes the catch. 1 down. Here's Mike Schmidt. It's a 7. That's off Orozco. A 58. That'll be an out. RP. That's a pop up. Left side, right side. First baseman Kingman puts it away. 2 down. So the Phils here at home are down to the last out. Jesse Orozco is 1 out away from a save, and the Mets from a victory. Let's see what happens. 5-4. The Mets are up here in the bottom of the 10th inning. Pull a card. It's going to be off of Orozco. 42, and that is ball 4. So Von Hayes on at first, and he's got good speed, excellent speed. I could try to steal second, or why not? He is a B. No, gonna play it safe. So Orozco loses 1 on that walk. 2 outs. We're on first. Here's Bo Diaz. Let's see if I go have a pinch hitter. All right, so it's going to be Bob Dernier against Jesse Orozco. 1 on, 2 out. Mets up 5-4. Bottom of the 10th here in Philadelphia. Pull a card. It's going to be off Orozco. 88. Ooh, that's a lefty against a righty. A left-handed pitcher against a righty. That's going to be a single. It's a ground ball, and that gets through the infield. Advancing 1 base is Hayes. So first and second now. That's a split single for Dernier. And here comes Greg Rose. Greg Rose is a lefty against a lefty, so probably pinch hit for him. We're going to bring in Larry Milbourne, who's a switch hitter. Tying run is at second base for Milbourne. Here's the pitch from Orozco. 2 outs. That's a 7. That's going to be off Orozco. That's a 66, and this will do it. An SN. It's a bouncer to short. Let's see if he fields it cleanly. Shortstop Baylor. And, a 10. Baylor better not have an error there. Baylor is E4. No, at shortstop, he's an E3, so he fields it cleanly. Flips to second base, and that's the ball game. The Mets win it. No runs in that inning. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left. And that's winning by a score of 5-4. Let's move everything over so we can look at our score sheet a little bit, put things in order. So the Mets pull this out. Unfortunately, Seaver does not get the victory. He did not hang in there long enough. Let's see what we got. We got hits. We got a big hit, Brian Giles with a game-winning hit. We got another home run there. We got 3 home runs for the Mets today. 1 by Brooks, 1 by Foster, and 1 by Giles. So let's see if we got any more hits. We got a couple of hits, actually 3 hits in that inning. So we got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits for the Mets. I did not see any errors on either team. For the Phils, we got 1 there, we got 1 there, got 1 here, we got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 hits. So the Mets with 5 runs, 8 hits, no errors, and the Phils with 4 runs, 8 hits, no errors. Victory is going to go to Diaz. The loss will go to who pitched in that last day? I think it was Reed. Reed gets the loss. And that's it, my friends. What did Seaver do in this game? Seaver gave up 4 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. Went 6.1 innings. How many walks? Walked 2. Yeah, walked 2. Struck out 1, 2 strikeouts. Remember, this is towards the end of his career. I think he's 37 here. So he's not striking out as many guys as he used to. But Seaver, his line is 6.1 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned runs, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. This is Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV, Fall Classic Baseball. No, not Fall Classic Baseball, Statis Pro Baseball. And I hope you enjoyed it. And it takes you back, brings back some memories, college days. This is a game that a lot of college guys played for some reason. They always tell me, oh, yeah, I played that in college. I think it was more younger kids. But this game was more, because I think Avalon Hill had more of a college market than APA did. Anyway, take care, guys.